Starting off with the 1888 Indian Head 1 cent coin. Now we're going to call it Indian Head pennies. Alright, so in 1888, the one thing that you really want to look for is going to be on the date. So we have an 1888 where the 8 is over the 7. So we see that here, the 7 is underneath this 8 here. So we kind of see that there at the bottom. We see it here at the top left. So look for that with your coin microscopes. I have those available on couchcollectibles.com. Link is always in the description below every single one of my videos. But here is an 1888 where the 1 in 8 is over another 1 in 8. So we can see that there on the 1, really there on the left side of the 1 in the bottom. And then we see that there on the 8 as well. Pretty noticeable there in my opinion. Here again we have an 1888 with the 8 over the 8. So really look closely and look out for those dates being repunched over dates because they can give your coins some value, and a lot of people don't really know to look for this type of stuff, especially people just now getting into coin collecting. So here is that 1888 with the 8 over the 7. Now this coin is only graded at a very good 8. So, you know, you would think in this condition it really wouldn't sell for a lot of money. You know, it's in, you know, pretty rough shape, you know, pretty low on the coin grading scale. But because it has that 8 over the 7, this penny sold for over $1,900. Now get this, if you want to look at this same coin, not the same coin, but the same dated coin at a higher grade. Now this coin is graded at a Mint State 63 brown, and it's got that 8 over the 7 just like the last coin. However, it's got a very, very high grade compared to that other coin. This coin sold for over $74,000. So we go from $1,900 to $74,000 because of the condition of the coin. So, you know, condition, the grade always has a huge impact on a coin's value. Now, if we look at the 1888, you know, it doesn't have any types of errors. It's only graded at a good 6, very low on the coin grading scale, not in great condition. This coin only sold for around, you know, 40 bucks. But if we look at that coin with a high grade, a Mint State 67 red grade, this coin sold for over $63,000. Now, why would this coin be worth so much? Well, a lot of these coins, you know, are not going to have these types of grades. So, you know, if there's only 5 of these coins, I'm not sure how many are actually out there. I haven't looked this specific coin up, but you can find out how many of these 1888s are graded at a Mint State 67 or higher, you know, and if there's only a handful, that's going to increase the demand, which ultimately increases the prices for the coin. So, you know, if there's only, you know, 5 of these out there that exist at this grade or higher, you know, that is why it's going to be super, super rare and valuable. Now in 1888, we also have the proof coin, which is in excellent condition, a proof 66 red, very amazing grade, and that's why this coin sold for over $15,000. Just absolutely crazy there. Now check out these other Indian Head pennies that are worth money. Here is an example of an 1864 penny with an L and one with a no L. So if you get a cheap USB coin microscope from couchcollectibles.com, link is down in the comments below, you will be able to see this L. Now that is for the designer's last name. This guy here was the 4th chief engraver of the United States Mint from 1844 to 1869 of his death. So that's what that L stands for. Now let's look at some of these coins that actually have the L and don't have the L. So first up, we're going to look at different prices of these coins as well. So here's an 1864 Indian Head 1 cent coin that has that L initial. Now you can see it's graded at a very fine 30. So it's not a Mint State grade, it's not the highest grade. However, this coin did sell for over $160. Now real quick, here's how many pennies they made in 1864. So it's very important because there is a copper nickel example of the 1864 1 cent coin as well as a bronze example of the 1864 penny. So you can see that they made much less, only 13.7 million of the copper nickel and over 39 million of the bronze pennies from 1864. And we're going to be looking at that here in just 1 second. Now, I showed you the coin that sold for only $160. here is the same exact coin. However, this coin is graded at a mint state 65. So it's got the L on the ribbon of the Indian head penny. So this one here, you can clearly see that L once we zoom in there. And this penny sold for over $25,000. Now also, here's something very interesting to look for on the 1864 Indian head cent. Now you can see these lines, they're called lathe lines. They're basically circles on the face of the Indian that are remnants of the lathe turning process that should have been polished off in the die before it was hubbed. So always be on the lookout for that. You can look for that again with the USB coin microscope. Now, next up is something very, very cool. You want to look for this on all kinds of different dated Indian head pennies. And this is an 1864 date over the 1864 date. So here's the first example of that. You can see that on the left side of the bottom 6. You can see it at the bottom of the 8, as well as the 4 there and the 1. Now if we look at this next one here, you can really see this one on the 4. So this is 1864 over the 8, 6, and 4. If you look inside the 2 circles of the 8 and 6, you can see that as well. And like I said, really there on the 4 of 1864. Now this next example is an 1864 over an 864. So we see that there on the left side of the bottom of the 8, the left side of the 6 there, as well as on the 4. So always be on the lookout for that. We got repunch dates, all that good stuff. This one here is very noticeable, 1864 over 1864. You can see the bottom of the 1, bottom of the 8, bottom of the 6, and the 4 also. Now here are some 1864 Indian head penny prices that are online. So we got the 1864 copper nickel, we have the 1864 bronze, and then we have the 1864 with the L on it. So those are different prices depending on the grade. Now it's got good, fine, extremely fine, uncirculated here, so you can see the values. The one with the L and it being uncirculated is going to be the most valuable here on this chart. But here we go, an 1864 repunched date. So this one also has the L on the ribbon as well, and this 1 cent coin sold for over $2,800. Now here's another repunch date. Now this one also has the L on the Indian head penny as well, and you can see that repunch date there at the bottom. This coin sold for over $3,000. $3,000. Now if we look at a lower grade, now this might be something that you may have in your collection. It's a little worn down. It's only graded at a good 6, so it's not a high grade at all. Very, very low graded coin. Now it is an 1864 over an 1864 bronze that has the L. So this 1 cent coin here only sold for $49. So nearly $50 for this penny, and look at the condition of it. It's not in the greatest shape, but still 50 bucks, can't beat it. Alright, so if we look at the proof penny from 1864, now this one does have the L on the ribbon as well. Of course, this is graded at a proof 65. The coin grading scale only goes up to 70, so it is an extremely high graded coin. Wow, this thing is just in amazing condition. Love seeing that L on there, man. Always check your Indian head pennies for that. That will definitely give it some value. Now, this coin sold for over $160,000. Yes, I'm not kidding, $160,000. There are probably not many of these coins that exist. An 1864 proof graded at a proof 65 with the L on the ribbon. And like I said, here's an example of a bronze 1864 penny, and then here's the example of an 1864 copper nickel Indian head 1 cent coin. So we got the bronze, and then we got the copper nickel. So if we look here at this bronze penny, this is 1864 that is graded at a mint state 67. So again, an extremely, extremely high graded coin here, and that's what's going to give this thing a lot of value. Now this one does not have the L on the ribbon. This coin here sold for over $5,400. Now, if we look at the same exact coin, here is an 1864 bronze, again, but it does not have the L, and it is only graded at a good 4. So the coin grading scale goes up to 74. very, very low grade here. This coin only sold for a little over $10. So you go from a $5,000 coin to a $10 coin very quickly, depending on the grade of the coin. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.